All right, Star Wars nerds, I am back, and we're going to talk about the fourth change that I made to Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi. This one's particularly in The Force Awakens, but as you know from video one, I combined the two together. Most of The Force Awakens, a little bit from The Last Jedi. We're going to talk about the fourth change. The fourth change that I made in The Force Awakens is about the Hosnian system scene. So in that scene, you've got General Hux, and he's talking to the First Order. He's making a speech. He's telling them they're going to blow up the New Republic. And then they fire Starkiller Base. These lasers, these giant lasers come out of Starkiller Base. They go across the galaxy. Who knows how far across the galaxy they had to travel, but they go across the galaxy and reach the Hosnian system, and they blow it up. And then, while this is happening, you've got Rey and Finn and Han, and they are down on that planet that the little orange alien Maz Kanata lives on. I don't remember the name of the planet, but they're down there, and all the people go outside and they look up in the sky and they see, you know, the lasers going across, and then they see the planets exploding, and then, you know, that's it. And Finn's like, "Where's Rey?" And of course, Rey then cuts to her. She looks up in the sky. She sees the First Order coming. The ships are flying in. She goes running back to the cantina, and then the First Order attacks. So from the Starkiller Base blowing up the Hosnian system to when they see it all happen, and Rey goes running back because she sees the First Order. I made some changes to that whole sequence. I'm going to roll a clip for you here, my edited clip of the scene, and then we'll talk about it after.
Today is the end of the Republic. The end of a regime that acquiesces to disorder. At this very moment, the New Republic lies to the galaxy while supporting the treachery of the loathsome resistance. This fierce machine which you have built, upon which we stand, will bring an end to the Senate, to their cherished fleet. All remaining systems will bow to the First Order, and will remember this as the last day of the Republic!
Confirm transfer to manual control.
Configure! Fire!
What are you doing? You have to go back. I'm leaving. BB-8. No, you can't. You have to go back. You're too important. They'll help you.
First Order. Where's Ray?
I've had this for ages.
All right, so there you go. There's my edited scene. You probably noticed I made some pretty big changes. What were some of the problems I had with that scene and why I made the changes I made? So you've got General Hux there talking to the First Order, and he says,
"At this very moment, in a system far from here, the Republic lies to the galaxy, while secretly supporting the treachery of the loathsome resistance."
So, oh, that voice. Anyways, that's what he says in the original cut. If you noticed there, I cut out some things. I cut out the part where he says, "in a system far from here." And I also cut out, so the part where he says, "at this very moment, in a system far from here, the Republic lies to the galaxy." I cut it out so that it just says, "at this very moment, the Republic lies to the galaxy." So first, why did I cut that out? It relates to another part later in the scene, but the reason why I cut it out is because I think it's pretty over the top, too ridiculous for me anyways, that you've got Starkiller Base and they fire that laser and it goes like who knows how many light years across the galaxy in just a matter of seconds, and then it blows up an entire solar system. So I cut out the part where it says, "in a system far from here." So that means the solar system they're going to fire on, it's not very far away. And later on in the scene, you find out they're like right there by the planet. And then the next thing that you may have noticed, I cut out the part. In the original cut, there's a line where General Hux says, after he says, "in a system far from here, the Republic lies to the galaxy while secretly supporting the treachery of the loathsome resistance." I cut out the word "secretly." And the reason why is because, I'm thinking, why would the Republic secretly support the resistance that is fighting this new threat, the First Order? Okay? For me, the resistance is the organization that is the army that the Republic has built up to fight the First Order. So why would the Republic be secretly supporting the resistance? So I cut that out. The Republic, the resistance, they're on the same side. They're against the First Order. Then the next change that you'll see is, after they fire on the Hosnian system, you see the laser go across the sky, and Kylo Ren is looking there at the laser. He's like, oh, his head's following it, and you see as the laser comes across the sky, and it pans over to where you see that Star Destroyer. I don't know if you noticed this, but I added in the little planet there. Whichever planet the Republic is on. I added that in, and if you notice, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the other little, I don't know if they're other planets or moons, but you can see those there as well. I added that into the shot. So this lets us know that, again, the system is not far away from them. They're right by the planet they want to destroy. And those other planets that are nearby, like I say, I'm not sure if those are other planets or if those are just moons. If they're planets, they'd be really close together. So I'm thinking they're probably moons. In the movie, they were probably meant to be other planets. I don't know. But for me, they're blowing up the planet that the Republic is on and the few moons that are surrounding it. And then you notice I cut out the part where all the people look up into the sky and they see the planets exploding. They see the laser coming and they see the planets exploding. I cut that out. Why did I cut that out? Because they're in another solar system, okay? And the Hosnian system is in another solar system. So they'd have to be really, really close to see that explosion. And if they're in two different solar systems, I don't think they're going to see the laser going across the sky and the planets exploding. So I cut that out. So after it shows the planets exploding, we don't then see the people and Han and Finn looking up into the sky, seeing the planets exploding. We just cut to Rey in the forest. Okay, if you remember before this scene, Rey took off running because she didn't want to have anything to do with the Force. She got scared of that vision she had. And so then we see her slow down the Force. BB-8 comes up to her, they're talking, and she looks up into the sky, and she sees the ships coming in, the First Order ships. And then you see it cut to Finn looking up in the sky, and you see it cutting to Han looking up into the sky. And all the people that are around him, everybody out in the cantina comes outside, they look up in the sky. They're not, so in my cut, they're not looking up into the sky to see the planets exploding. They're looking up into the sky because they also see the First Order ships coming towards them to attack them. So they see the ships coming and Finn's like, it's the First Order. And then he's like, where's Rey? And then you cut to Maz Kanata taking Finn and Han down in that cellar to get the lightsaber. So in a nutshell, the edits I made, Hux's speech. The Hosnian system is not in a system far away. They're right there next to the planet they want to blow up. The Republic doesn't secretly support the Resistance. They are one and the same. The Republic and the Resistance are on the same side. They're not doing anything secret about it. Then you see the planets that I added in, so that again we know the Hosnian system isn't far away. They're right. The First Order is right by the planet they want to blow up, and then everybody down on the planet with Maz Kanata, they're not looking up into the sky seeing the planets exploding. They're looking up into the sky because they see the First Order coming. I think those are the only changes I made to the scene. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like it's a lot better. Stay tuned for the 5th change I've made. That'll be coming up soon. And we'll see you guys later.